Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Drake, baby, you literally thought you cracked the codes. Y'all, we looked into it and we have a theory and we're going to share it with you. Y'all, one, Drake is the whistleblower. And the reason he is trying and filed that whole pre-lawsuit wasn't as a threat to sue Kendrick. I mean, it was because I'm sure he wants Kendrick to be included in a co-conspirator. Drake officially announced his retirement. He now sees that his whole career was built on smoke and mirrors. Y'all, Drake filed that whole pre-petition asking for a discovery because he is trying to get the feds involved and see if they can take down UMG. Now, let me just say this, right? If everything they were saying about UMG is true, UMG deserves to be taken down. Kendrick don't got nothing to do with it. But why are we saying that? Because think about it. If you guys want to see what's in that whole lawsuit, I did a whole video about it where I read through the lawsuit in detail, breaking down the law. But there's something that everybody took away. One, it's a whistleblower statute. He is alleging that since 2010, pretty much, UMG has been 2015, UMG has been colluding with Spotify, giving payoffs, getting kickbacks, basically making billions of dollars. And not forget, UMG owns 80% of all music. Lucian Grange's his own bonus last year was enough to make a blind man see. Do you know that when you are a whistleblower, you get between 15 and 30% of whatever money the government either recovers or the money that the government fines the offending industry. Why do we think Drake's a whistleblower? Because he keeps saying the informant. One thing about whistleblowers, if you are involved in any of the wrongdoing in any way, shape, or form, they will give you some type of leniency and not prosecute you with that if you come forward first and make the government aware of criminal activity, specifically RICO activity, specifically activity that the government has fined UMG 2 times in the last 20 years over doing the same mess. Now, how would Drake be the whistleblower? Well, let's not forget on Spotify when Drake had, I think it was Scorpion or the album after that, and there was a takeover on Spotify where Drake's face was all over even unrelated playlists. So much so that Spotify had to settle with some of its users for even doing that. Drake knows or pretends he knows everything UMG did for Kendrick because they did it for Drake in all their old albums. Drake is the whistleblower. And because his career's dead in the water, UMG doesn't see him as valuable anymore. Let's not forget in the lawsuit, they said they have been trying to speak to UMG for a while, and they were like, yeah, kid, go F yourself. UMG has been ignoring him. Drake figures, I can't get any streams on my own. Nobody's doing anything. Kendrick is taking over. I'm a laughing stock. You know what? I'm tired of touring. You know what? Forget it. Because as much as we laugh, if they go after UMG and they're like, yo, the government says, okay, so there was basically 10 billion that we're fining you guys, Drake will get between 15 to 30%, even if they fine him 500 million. That is enough. Plus, Drake can be released out of his contract and he can go independent. He thinks that he has it all worked out. Now, the lawsuit. Everybody is laughing about the way Drake did that lawsuit. However, Drake's not as stupid as he appears, or at least that lawsuit's not as stupid as he appears. He cites things about things academics said on his stream. That one kid that did the thing about the Surrey, like, hey, Surrey, play this and that, and it played like that. All the things he cited were things out of his fan page Twitter account. They were all proven to be false. However, it was a carefully narrated shield. Drake doesn't need it to be true. In order to get the federal government or even New York State or California State and local involved to investigate, all you need is something that is plausible, especially when it comes into RICO. Is this the way you do your business? Drake can't come out and say, I know for a fact, because whistleblowers are guaranteed that they can stay anonymous, at least until the trial starts. So what does he say? He says accusations. I heard here. I heard there. enough to get the federal government involved. Drake wants the feds involved and on top of UMG's head, just like Diddy. Now, why would you want that? Well, the same reason I'm sure all the lawyers in the Diddy case are breathing a sigh of relief that the feds are involved. What Drake's attorney is asking for in that basically pre-discovery motion, we think you're doing this, so we want access to this. We want access to analytics. We want access to records. It would be tens of millions of dollars in discovery costs. What are discovery costs? When you pay all those people, when you see the feds marching out of a raid carrying boxes. Discovery is when people, usually legal professionals or paralegals, are actually paid to look through all those boxes, see if anything is legally relevant. Cases are won and lost over who can bury somebody else in discovery. Because if you get somebody a whole warehouse full of stuff, where are you getting the people to go through everything? It could take years if you only got 2 people working for you. And we all know the trial might be happening next week. The point of the matter is, even if Drake had the money, which I don't think Drake has as much money as he says he pretends to. Yeah, I know they said that $400 million deal. I don't think he really was getting $400 million. It was probably $100 million, but he was working for every penny. On top of that, Drake spends money like it's water. We saw the Hermes bags he was buying his wife. We saw the diamond rings he was buying his wife. We know that he is supporting Chubbs, and Chubbs look like he don't miss no meals. I'm just saying, right? We know that he has a bunch of people he likes to spend. Drake is notoriously bad with his money. On top of that, Drake is a gambler. He is a gambler. He has a problem with gambling. No matter how much money you have, you can never get away from an issue with gambling unless you keep always having a constant supply of money coming in. So again, is Drake broke? Doubt it. Is Drake in the financial position where he can retire and never has to worry about working again? Not with that gambling thing. And we all see the bets he makes. They are very, very bad. So what is the solution? Does Drake want to put like tens of millions of dollars on his next bet? Or does he want to sink it into discovery costs? Well, that's where the federal government comes in. Because when the federal government comes in and they decide that they are actually going to investigate, the government has an unlimited amount of money. They have the best people for discovery, getting inside electronics, finding communications. The government is a match. They will do all your dirty work and they'll do it for free. And once they go to trial and the government finds out, yeah, you did do RICO, you did engage in payola, maybe not for Kendrick, but the government can go in looking because of the Kendrick stuff and find that Universal does this for all their artists. The biggest one is Drake. But since Drake is a whistleblower, he's not going to be indicted in a part of it. He won't be charged. He's a whistleblower, and whatever money they fine UMG or fine that they did, Drake will get between 15 to 30%. This is anywhere between, it could be, listen, we know in the last 10 years UMG has at least made $1 billion. This could be anywhere between 150 and 300 million, and that's on the low end. You guys, I know that we're all laughing at Drake. I enjoy laughing at him more than anything. He got a bald spot. That man unit messed up his head. No, like, listen, go watch my video if you don't know what I'm talking about, right? The point of the matter is Drake is using Kendrick's name as a Trojan horse. He is trying to get the feds' attention. He wants the federal government or New York or California district attorneys to investigate UMG for a payola scheme that at times benefited him. But now, since he knows where the bodies are buried, he wants to dig them up and make his own money. Get rid of the feds will do all the discovery. And he can get all this information for free. And again, if something is found in federal court that you're convicted of, Drake in a civil suit can just get that federal conviction and be like, they were already convicted of RICO. I was a victim. Since I was the one as a whistleblower that got it up, I get 15 to 30% of whatever money they're either fined or recovered. And I get released from my contract. And I can do this, that, and a third. Again, you guys, keep an eye on this, okay? Drake wants UMG and Kendrick, and I know he is praying that Kendrick could be named as a co-conspirator. An email, a text message, a something. Again, Drake is the epitome of a snitch. Now listen, if there are innocent people and criminals, tell the criminals you're not snitching at all. But when you was right there in with them, enjoying the fruits of labor, literally had your face plastered all over Spotify, and now you want to sue? Yeah. Whew. This is Karen behavior. Anyway, y'all, it's going to be a heavy upload day. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.